She was fired. She was fired too. Chick-fil-A fired the whole staff.
Every single last one of us got fired.
Black women that are getting laid off, you might have been able to come into the office with a bonnet every now and then because you're having a bad hair day, and now you out of dress.
Therefore, I don't think it should come as a surprise to viewers when workplace recordings that are uploaded online cause issues for employers, particularly if they contain behavior or information that might be against corporate policy. However, issues pertaining to professionalism and dress rules in the workplace frequently spark a lot of online discussion, since people frequently disagree greatly about what standards are suitable or reasonable in certain contexts. Nevertheless, I have some fascinating videos about the workplace for you all today.
What exactly are you wearing?
I'm sorry.
You have a swimsuit on to me.
No, it's not a swimsuit, and I did not know this was a court day. I just told the lady back there that I'm not dressed properly for court at all.
Really? Yes, you are not. I agree with that 100%. That's very insulting to me that you would come into my courtroom dressed like that.
Look at the white people. 5 cases of black fatigue. Wait a minute, when you get a summons or a letter in the mail to go to court, that's not a court visit.
Yeah.
You saying it's a visit?
Yeah.
You just check it in to see where you're supposed to be at next time you get your
like an orientation for your court date or something.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you know everybody's gonna be dressed in suits. There's gonna be police officers, gonna be bailiffs, there's gonna be attorneys, people gonna be dressed to impress, to show respect to the court. And you show up like this?
She's totally lying. She's making an excuse. She knows she's looking crazy.
The next time you appear before me, you better have a solid plan in place or you are going into custody. Do you understand me?
Yes.
You owe $11,000 to the victim in this case. You don't seem to care that I've ordered you to do things. You come to court dressed very inappropriately, and I'm telling you right now, I don't know what your contact with the court has been in the past, but it's going to be different when you come in here to see me again. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Because the next time I see you, if you haven't done something, you are going into custody. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's all.
$11,000 in restitution.
How the hell is she gonna ever pay that?
Situations like this frequently elicit significant reactions from viewers because many individuals think that courtrooms have formal rules regarding behavior and appearance. However, the court, the situation, and personal interpretation can all affect the dress code. Because of this, videos of courtroom exchanges frequently start online discussions on professionalism, decency, and what constitutes suitable behavior in formal settings.
I'm really wearing my bonnet to work and I don't care. The guy, I go to pull to the gas station, this white guy gonna say, "You really wearing your bonnet to work?" Yes, I am. And now I'm starting to think, is everybody else gonna think that? And now I say, you know what, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I went live last night. Whoop, whoop. I did my afro and I was gonna show them this morning how my dried afro was gonna look a hot mess. And then I get up and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna wear my bonnet. I like my bonnet. I like my bonnet. Does it look bad?
The reason why internet viewers are responding so passionately to this clip is that it appears to depict a discussion about clothing codes and professional expectations. Employers have regulations regarding professionalism and appearance in many companies, but instances like this frequently spark disagreement since people have very diverse ideas about what should and shouldn't be important in a job.
The reason why there's over 500,000 black women that are getting laid off and having a hard time finding a job is because these companies no longer want to deal with any more racism and discrimination cases. Now, I worked in HR for over 10 years and I was actually let go because I took a look at our budget report and saw the pay differential between our white and black employees, and I exposed everything was ultimately let go. Now, being an HR girly, you're well connected with other women in HR at different companies, and a lot of us had the same experience. We would receive a lot of discrimination cases from black women in leadership positions. Now, keep in mind, these companies were required to maintain a certain amount of black and brown staff members at one point, and a lot of these women were ending up in management positions. Black women were at the top of their game for a while. But if they began to be a company nuisance, they would do anything to get their ass out of the door. And when I say a company nuisance, that means reporting discrimination, reporting racism. As soon as you do it, there is a target on your back. These companies will hold meetings with the top management and HR and say, hey, this person's becoming a company nuisance. They're affecting the company morale. What can we do to shorten their time with this company? At which point we would go through all the policies, procedures, your performance, the company handbook, and see if there is anything that they can do to get your ass up out of there. Things like you might have been able to be 15 minutes late consistently due to traffic before, but now they on your ass about your punctuality. You might have been able to come into the office with a bonnet every now and then because you're having a bad hair day, and now you out of dress code. They would look for little things to just target you to make it seem like you are not performing well on the job. And obviously, we know that it's retaliation. They know that it's retaliation, but good luck proving that it's retaliation. These companies know that only about 2% of retaliation cases are even going to go anywhere. And before it's all said and done, you're probably going to go broke in lawyer fees and probably just get a really small settlement either way, but you still ain't got no job. And you're not going to get a good referral. They're not going to give you a good referral to another company, actually. Now the DEI is over with and they don't have to hire a certain amount of black and brown people to keep their shareholders happy, discrimination cases are way down. They're able to use their HR staff to focus in on other claims and other cases. If they reduce the amount of black women that they keep in the office, they don't have to deal with the whole angry black woman stereotype. They don't have to deal with the discrimination cases. They don't have to really deal with the racism cases. And I mean, there are some, but it's a way smaller percentage than it was a couple of years ago. And so now when you see all these black women saying that they're not getting callbacks, they're not able to find a job where it was easy for them just a little while ago, you understand that they wore out that whole discrimination and racism thing with these companies to the point where they are only keeping a very small percentage of black women, and they have to move a certain type of way to even be able to keep that damn job, because they will replace your ass with a white woman quick as hell.
Enforcing clothing requirements or attendance regulations at work is very different from discrimination based on a person's ethnicity or skin color. While discrimination based on protected characteristics is a severe problem and is typically illegal in many areas, most people would agree that businesses can set professional standards for the workplace. Because of this, circumstances such as these frequently spark intense responses and online discussion, particularly when people cannot agree on the true cause of a dismissal.
I got fired. I haven't gotten fired since I was a teenager. And it was because of me calling out of work and being late. And I loved that job. I loved that job. And I just said to my manager, I said, why couldn't you have emailed me and told me I was coming close to this? I'm like, you know that this is a shock.
According on the description of the case, viewers seem to think that there may have been persistent problems with dependability or attendance at work. Clips like these frequently start internet conversations about workplace standards, accountability, and communication between employees and bosses, because frequent absences or tardiness can eventually result in disciplinary action in many organizations.
Wow to me how something as simple as a bonnet can hold so much weight in our community. Y'all say it's for protecting your hair, but spiritually, when does protecting your hair stop when you leave the house? You are literally protecting your crown. And if somebody decides to protect their crown when they go to the grocery store, let them do it. They told us to straighten our hair will make it look better, we did it. They said perm your hair to make it look better, we did it. They said wear extensions, it'll make it look better, we did it. But we're ashamed about going outside in a bonnet when we really need to be ashamed at the fact that we don't love ourselves and love our hair. They taught us to shame ourselves. So the fact that in the community we are shaming each other for protecting our crown in whatever way we decide to is insane to me. And it's also crazy to me that a lot of y'all look outside of yourselves for others to validate how you look. Me wearing a bonnet says nothing about my self-respect, that's within me. Me wearing a bonnet says nothing about my beauty, that's within me. I feel like anybody who has really strong emotions within this, like you do, everything is a mirror, you have to look inside yourself and see why you so triggered about people wearing stuff like bonnets and pajamas out in public. I get if you don't like it, but to be triggered by it is a whole different.
As this woman pointed out, people's perceptions of casual attire vary based on the context. In some businesses with dress requirements or professional standards, something that seems perfectly appropriate in ordinary public settings could be seen differently. Because of this, discussions such as these frequently escalate into larger online discussions over professionalism, self-expression, and how workplace standards differ depending on the setting.
She was fired. She was fired too. Chick-fil-A even fired a little itty-bitty over here. Gone. Chick-fil-A fired the whole staff.
Every single last one of us got fired.
Why would she do this at work in company uniform on the clock? Why would she do that as a man?
Doing the same thing. And maybe I did do a little bit too much when I turned around and I shook my back because nothing but back and fat was moving.
What? Seriously, what is wrong with you? If you smack your lips one more time, who hired y'all? What was the interview process in that? You know, whoever hired them was black. It had to be. It's either a black man or it's a woke white woman.
Why was Chick-fil-A? Why do y'all only hire white people at Chick-fil-A? I don't know. I don't never understand.
We all know why.
And I'm not even trying to stay here and say that people get up, but just you know how to have fun. It's not being lame.
Being professional.
The final remark regarding professionalism undoubtedly caught the attention of many people and generated discussion on the internet regarding attitudes toward various jobs and workplace requirements. Regardless of the sector, many employers have expectations on behavior, appearance, and communication in the workplace. However, opinions on how stringent those standards ought to be are frequently divided, particularly in less formal work settings.
Fire me tonight because I've been on my phone.
Yeah, you come here to work, not to be on your phone.
My mom and my dad.
Call them.
So everybody be on their phone.
No, everybody's
What it is
not.
about my
No,
child.
It's not everybody on their phone, and I'm not just picking on your child. Your child that's supposed to be
My child is the only one that's fired.
Get me out of here. This is her reason to get me out of here. She been wanting me out.
You can't talk on the phone at Walmart?
She been wanting me out.
You can't talk on the phone at Walmart? Huh? You can't talk on your phone at Walmart?
No, not on the floor. Not on the floor.
Exactly.
You can't.
Someone said y'all.
No.
Where's your manager? Where's your manager?
No.
I want your manager.
No. And then she got the phone in her hand, always on FaceTime. That's not how you work. I'm the manager.
Employee just like you.
No. You can't talk, and I don't. But she out of here. But she out of here. All y'all can go. All y'all can go. All y'all can go. Okay. Bye. You go. You go. Bye. Bye, little boy. Bye. Y'all have a good night. Bye. Have a good night.
Because the employee candidly discusses using her phone at work and appears shocked by the result. This video undoubtedly elicited strong opinions. While brief recordings typically don't depict the entire history between an employee and employer, users on the internet frequently conjecture about what transpired prior. However, in many businesses, problems like phone use, performance, or persistent policy infractions are usually resolved with discussions or warnings before more drastic measures are implemented.
Funny is black women is the most educated group of people in this country. But people don't even realize that though, because they be too fixated on us being ghetto looking. They think because we wear the long eyelashes or we wear the long weave or because we talk a certain type of way that we're not educated. No, we are versatile, baby. We talk like the way we talk is because that's how we was raised to talk, but we can switch up at any minute. See, that's where y'all be getting lost at, and y'all be thinking y'all educated. I'm sure get on this and look at me and say, oh, they're just another uneducated ghetto. Baby, I got 2 degrees, baby. I have a master's degree, okay? Yes, I'm very educated. I just get on this and like this because that's what I want to do. That don't mean I promise you I'm way more educated than I act, okay? And then that's how y'all get lost in the sauce. Y'all be too fixated on how we look and how we sound, not even knowing educationally we'll run circles around y'all.
When y'all gonna figure it out? And why y'all talk like that? Why do you talk like that? Like, why is, that's unbecoming of a woman to just talk like a straight up hood booger. Like, it really is. And I don't know why y'all do it. I don't know who taught y'all that was cute. The women that's around me, they don't talk like that. Like, they just not hood. And it's not attractive. It's not dope. It's not cute. It's not none of that. So that's number one.
Naturally, a person's speech is influenced by a variety of things, including their upbringing, the people in their immediate environment, the local culture, and even the online and offline communities they spend time in. A person from one place may sound entirely different from someone from another, since different regions naturally develop different accents, slang, and communication styles. This contributes to the diversity and familiarity of regional cultures and languages.
Man, do not wear do-rags out in public. It makes you look crazy, low class, and like a ratchet ghetto thug. You see this do-rag that I have on right now? It's because I'm in bed. It's because I'm in my bedroom. Nobody has to see me in public. I don't wear this outside of my bedroom. I don't wear this walking down the street. Nobody wants to see you wearing a do-rag walking down the street. Makes it look trashy. Makes it look low class. Makes it look ghetto. Makes it look like a thug. Now, I know that you have to wear the do-rag because, you know, you got to keep the waves popping, and I know that, and actually they help protect your hair in your head from rubbing up against the pillow and all that. It helps protect your follicles and all that. I understand it. But in very rare occasions are do-rags a fashion statement. I get that some people wear them in the high fashion settings and they're making a statement, and I will give them that. But when you're walking down the street with your do-rag on and you're smoking weed and all that stuff, you're not making a fashion statement. The statement that you're making to people is that you're a low-class, ratchet, ghetto thug. So keep the do-rags in the bed.
Whether or not those presumptions are reasonable, people frequently draw conclusions based on how someone looks, dresses, or behaves in public. However, a person's character and goals are not entirely determined by their look, which is why discussions like these may easily escalate into more extensive internet discussions concerning stereotypes, self-expression, and public image. You won't want to miss this final video, though, guys.
See, and this is what happens when you have an entire generation of dumb niggas that get on the internet and tell you that everything you do, having decorum, having a standard for yourself, and dressing appropriately in appropriate attire for appropriate situations. Everything like that, black people having a fucking standard is kissing up to the white man or basing themselves off European standards and Eurocentric standards. You got a group of young black people thinking it's so fucking funny showing up to a hiring event. And they're in fucking sweatpants, Jordans, Crocs, and t-shirts, do-rags and shit on. And she's smiling like that shit fucking funny. And they're like 21 years old. This is what happens when people like myself, people like Dana, people like Chad have gotten on this app and told y'all, when y'all was sitting there arguing about the bubble coats and Ruth Chris. When we tell y'all to, you know, dress appropriately, dress for the occasion, have some decorum about yourself. Everything ain't gotta be fucking hood rat and ratchified. Y'all say we classes, we elitists, we kissing up to the white man. We got European standards for ourselves, as if black people can't have a fucking standard. This is what you get. This is what you produce. See, and then these motherfuckers will go out, not give, like life is a fucking joke, walking around looking like a bag of ass, degenerate as fuck, no standard for themselves, and then when they don't get hired, they don't get a job, oh, it's the white man's fault. That's what y'all do. This is what y'all have produced. And she think it's fun. They think it's funny. I don't care if you go into a job interview for fucking McDonald's, Burger King, Popeyes. The minimum you could do is throw on a fucking polo and some goddamn khakis and some casual shoes and take your ass in there. That's why a lot of y'all are where y'all are at. Because y'all don't have a standard for your...
This video is receiving a lot of attention online since there is a discernible difference in clothing amongst groups of people in the same area. These kinds of situations frequently spark conversations regarding dress standards, expectations for particular settings, and how various people define suitable clothing based on the situation. However, I hope you all liked that video. I'll see you in the next one. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment with your thoughts.